I was in 10th grade. It was me and one of my best friends, Marvin. We were sitting there in class one day, and there was another kid in there, a little overweight kid, and Marvin was like making fun of him the whole time, like just like really making fun of him. And Marvin's my guy, so I was never the bully type or nothing like that, or did stuff like that. But when that's your guy, and then he's doing stuff like that, and you're in school, it's kind of like you kind of I'm laughing with him and this and that, even though I know that's kind of trash because when I was in like sixth, seventh grade, people would do that to me and stuff. So anyways, so that he was on one this day. And he just kept going in on this kid, right? So this other dude steps up to protect him, right? This big dude, right? He steps up to protect him. And then when he stepped up to Marvin, I was like, "Oh, you stepping up to my man?" So I stepped up to him, and then bam, punched me right down, bro. All right, I got up. We tried, and then the teacher jumped in, and the teacher did this like karate, like wah, move. I don't know. It was like this old man. It was like art class, I think, right? And this big brouhaha started, and then we're about to go to war. Remember I went to Southfield Lathrop, so it was A wing and B wing and C wing and D wing. So now it was like because of this, A wing was about to go to war with B wing, like it was this big ordeal and this and that. And all the guy was doing was protecting some dude who was getting picked on. He was protecting a dude that was getting picked on, and he wasn't in the wrong. And this was around the time the school decided to instead and to initially what they would before what would happen is they would suspend you for a week or so if you got into a fight. Well, they tried to implement something new. And what they did was they would have the people who got into a fight get into a room together with the seniors. If the parties weren't seniors. Now, I actually if even if they were seniors, I still think they were like head seniors, right? Like picked. All right? This was 10th grade, so we were sophomores. So they put us in a room, me and this dude, um, to talk it out. And honestly, within like 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, bro, we became like best friends, bro. We just had it. Like I wanted to kill this kid, bro. I was all hyped up. He was all hyped up. It was like it was crazy. And then we were gonna start a whole war with the school. People were starting to take sides and all this stuff. And within 5 minutes of us just talking to each other, we settled our differences, bro. And that guy became a real good friend of mine for the rest of the till we graduated. So it's what it is. You just gotta. I think what happens is a lot is the internet. Um, Especially in this internet age. Now there was no internet then, but what happens during in the internet is that we forget that these are people we're talking to. Like they're humans. They're not aliens. Like I think sometimes we look at these people as like aliens to us, especially if once you get into a beef with someone, it just turns like you forget that these people are basically the same thing you are, right? You both put your clothes on the same way. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, you try to take care of your family, you get through the days, you got struggles, and everybody lives their life and has their own story. And I think in the internet, what happens is we tend to forget that. We all get caught up in this and that, and the trolling and the back and forth and this and that. And, you know, you got to take a step back sometimes and realize what's really going on. Like, is it really like that deep? So I say all that to say this. Everybody knows me and No Mercy's been having like a ongoing issue for the past, I would say, about a year. It started with the whole DNA2 doxing situation, and escalated from there. We had a little lull, and then it started back up. I did start it with my critique of him during the doxing situation. I'm still not a fan of doxing, and I don't agree with that. Um, he has his reasons, and it is what it is. And then there were mutual parties like a Jay Legend and other people who were close to us both. Who trying to step in and mediate between the two. And it stopped for a while, and then of course I jumped the gun and critiqued him again, and kind of went off what I call him, the no talent blogger, blah blah blah. And I still feel like my critique at the time, and was valid, of him, but there was an understanding that we wouldn't talk about each other and this and that. And we had this ongoing war, and it escalated. It escalated, talking trash to each other, and then we all know what started happening from there, and it just kept going. It just gets to a point where we forget what's really going on. Like, what are we really doing here? Like, it got to a point yesterday, right? Or not yesterday, it was today, where I'm sitting there. Ponzi! What's hold on. I'm sitting there, and I'm literally, I ended up getting a couple strikes on my channels, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm pushing a counterclaim, right? And in the counterclaim, you got to give the other person your information, and then they could take you to court. And, the last thing I want to do is go to court. Right? Like, I've been in the system. Like, I don't care if I'm in the right or anything. I don't want to be in court. Right? Like, anyone who's been in the system does not want to go to court. It doesn't matter what for. So I click it and I click out like 10 different times. All right. And then all these things are going through my head. Like, I feel like this dude's been DDoSing me and all this other stuff. And I don't know what's going on. I'm getting paranoid. I'm thinking I'm going to give him my address. I don't know if this dude is a nutcase. And he's gonna end up coming. I'm gonna end up one day. I'm gonna pull up to my house. He's gonna be outside, but like, what up? I'm gonna pull out and I'm gonna end up shooting this guy. And who knows what the jury's gonna say, whether it's self-defense or not? Who knows in this world? Who knows? We end up doing time over. Like, what? This is what's going through my head. I ended up killing this guy over some battle rap beef. Like, what are we doing? This is dumb. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like, bro, what is this, bro? And then the whole get your bars up thing where I like lost my temper, like I went insane. I did. I went insane. If that was my cousin, my nephews, my nieces, and this and that, and I saw them act like that, I would be like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself, bro. Why you let dude get you so mad? Why? So I'm like I'm just sitting there. I'm like, bro, what do we do here? Like this, like I've always, and I'm always preaching that you just have a conversation with someone, and that's like my main thing. You could talk it out with anybody. So why am I being so hard-headed about this situation here? Why am I not taking my own advice? Because you get it in, because it escalates. It just escalates. It's like a snowball effect, and it keeps going and going and going and going, and it's like, it just doesn't stop on both ends, right? He does something, I react. I do something, he reacts. And you keep upping and upping and upping it until it gets to a point where now flags are involved and addresses and drop your addy and do this and do that, and we're meeting up to kill each other and this and that. And it just gets to a point where it's like, bro, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? So I decided, you know what? Let me email, man. Let me email this dude, man. I'm gonna take my own advice. Like, why wouldn't I? Right at this point, why wouldn't I? So I decided to take my own advice, and I sent No Mercy email, and he hit me back with what's your phone number, and he gave me a call, and we talked it out, man. We talked it out like you're supposed to do. Isn't that what we all want? Isn't that the best outcome in any situation? Isn't it to talk it out? Because look. I've never understood. Now, I'm being real. Even when I was younger, I never understood the point of fighting. I just never did. I didn't because even if you win a fight, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What happens after the fight? It doesn't mean anything. Oh, I showed him. You know what normally happens after a fight? The guy who loses and gets embarrassed comes back with a gun. All right, or comes back even worse, or gets his revenge a different way, and does this, and then it's a never-ending story, and everybody ends up in jail. It blows my mind. Like fighting is just. Look, some people deserve to get beat down. I get it. Trust me, and I've had my fair my share of fights in my life, and but it's not the best route, man. And if there's ever a time where you can have a conversation and end it and a lot of people have too much pride. They don't want to admit the role they played in having it escalate. Everybody believes in that in their head that everything they did was right. From step A to step B to step C, and the person they're beefing with, they did all the wrong things and nothing that you did led up to what they did. Your actions didn't make them do their actions. You always justify it. All right? I'm never going to be a guy that thinks flagging's okay. So he goes and flags me, and now I'm justified in everything I did. right? Leading up to it. Now, again, I still believe that, my critique was fair, but if you really think about it, you know how I can go off. You fat this, fat that, blah, blah, blah. And, someone's going to take it a certain way. Not a lot of people like to be called that fat all the time. It's not nice. All right? It's just not nice. So you gotta understand that people are going to react a certain way. So when you can ever get that opportunity, right, to have a conversation with someone, and then you actually and it clicks, and you're like, oh, look, dude is a human just like I am. There's no difference. It's just like, we're part of the same race. The human race. There's that's we share that. So it's like you just have a conversation, man. You have a conversation, and like I think 99% of beefs can be solved with a conversation. 99. Now there's always gonna be that 1%, man. That has it's gone too far. It's gone too far. And those are the ones that always end up the way they do, man. And it never ends up well. Like, it never ends well. When does it end? When does it end well? When does a crazy beef end well? It just doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm glad that we were able to have our conversation, man, and come to an agreement and an understanding and a mutual respect for each other. And then, and we both acknowledge the role we played in the beef that we had, which is it was so dumb. It was so petty and dumb, right? So salute to No Mercy for that. Hopefully, and I will say this, man. I know he's got a beef with Adept and all that, and you got to remember that started because of me. Adept had my back, and that's where that all started. So I really hope that can be squashed as well. No, we don't want people losing their channels and all this and that. We all deserve the content we want. We get. Everyone deserves to put out whatever content they put out. And Adept's my guy too, and I really hope that what we did here can end that. Let him be in his lane and do what he does. You do what you do, and this whole striking and flagging and all this other stuff, man. Addresses, pull up. Look, I ain't gonna tell other men what to do. I'm never that guy. I'm never that guy, man. You guys are grown. You know what to do. But if you just look at me, I was at a point where I hated him so much. Like, I haven't hated someone in so long. But I hated him because of what he was doing to me, not because of who he was, right? It's because I hated him because of what he was doing to me. But he was doing that to me because in his mind I was doing that to him. And that's where the miscommunication is. It's like, we got to, sometimes you just got to figure it out, man. And, some of y'all are going to think this is corny and blah, blah, blah. But hey, if that's how y'all feel, that's how y'all feel. I think that, it's a step in the right direction for anybody, man. If you can get through a situation without violence, without flagging, Oh, by the way, he's retracting the flag. So, that's a great thing. And hopefully, my channel will be safe again, And then we can start going live back on this channel and not get DDoS no more. I'm just saying. All right, but so salute to No Mercy, man. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to actually talk it out. You could have easily been stubborn and said, "F you, I'm going through I'm going through this, and I'll see you in court. All right, have my address pulling up, blah 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 blah." But now that's not happening. We're too old for this anyways, bro. I'm in my early 40s, bro. Like, what are we like? We gotta set an example, man. Like, the young kids, you get it. Young kids in their teens, in their early 20s, this and that. I understand. But my age doing this, acting crazy, bro. I mean, no, we're not doing that. So, anyways, love you guys. Let me know what y'all think, man. Tomorrow is the versus. Young Pop is dead. You will never live this down if you lose, Cola. Never forget.